Na mag-hold kami ng press conference in connection with the release of the prisoners of war, no, that we are still holding. I just want to reiterate and confirm that as early as February 19, the Central Committee of the Communist Party has already ordered the commands concerned to release as soon as possible the prisoners of war that they are holding. And in fact, we were able to release 2 on March 25. Now the other 4 should have been released earlier, and there have been discussions between the government and the third-party facilitator headed by Bishop Kalang. Unfortunately, because of events, they had to leave for the talks now, so they were not able to finish with it. No? So, as soon as they return to the Philippines, then the government representatives and the representatives of the third-party facilitators or the international humanitarian mission would be able to settle this. Now, the main problem would be the safe and orderly release of the prisoners of war, the third-party facilitators, as well as the custodial forces of the NPA. Now, it would require some a institution of Somo in the form of a stand-down, no? That will allow the period for the custodial forces to bring the prisoners of war in specific areas. I think there will be 3 areas, no, where they will be released, and then of course to allow the custodial forces to withdraw safely also, to avoid any encounter, especially now that we have come to an agreement to forge an interim joint bilateral ceasefire. So that's it. So we have given you the copies of our press statement. Now we are ready to receive questions.
So may timetable na kailan yung release exactly?
Hindi pa maaayos yan, no, Nani? Hindi siya?
Yeah,
You will be there personally.
Yeah.
yeah. On our part as the third-party facilitators, we have been we received a request coming from the local NDF there that they are ready, but then they require a cessation, temporary cessation of the military and police operations, and this we were able to relay to the authorities like the military commanders and also the police commanders, and that until such time that this SOMO and SOPO have already been released or declared by the government, then the NPA custodial units will carry out the releases. For instance, in the Bukidnon area, they are supposed to release it between March 27 to April 6, because they said they will release their prisoner of war within or on or before the peace, the 4th rounds of the talks. So, on the other hand, in Surigao, there was also an advice for that matter, and also with that in Sultan Kudarat. So they're waiting for the SOMO and SOPO to be declared. When I went to 4th ID, they said they are cooperating with it. However, it is not within their jurisdiction to issue or declare SOMO. They have to ask their higher-ups for that matter. And I think the government can also respond to that immediately. Yeah.
Suggest if I may.
Please
Sir?
go ahead.
Okay.
I would like to confirm the statement that the good bishop and myself have met before the
Yeah.
back-channeling talks. In fact, present in that meeting were representatives of the Armed Forces of the Philippines to facilitate
Yeah.
the safe release of the captive soldiers and policemen, as well as to ensure the safety not only of the third-party facilitators but the local government officials
Yeah.
who might be present during the release. Kindly take note that on the part of the government of the Republic of the Philippines, we normally coordinate with the local peace and order councils to help us facilitate the releases of the captive soldiers and policemen. And in this particular case, we appreciate the help and support, of course, of the third-party facilitators and the commitment of the National Democratic Front, the New People's Army, and the Central Committee for the immediate release of our captive soldiers and policemen. Yes, once we arrive in the Philippines, we can again meet with the third-party facilitators, as well as get in touch with the local peace and order councils, considering that unlike in the past where only one municipality is involved, this time it involves 3 or 4 provinces.
Yeah.
So medyo kailangan ng maayos na coordination po. And as far as the AFP is concerned, eh okay naman po sila doon sa stand down na sinasabi po ni Chairman Agkawili.
Sir, ano po yung mga areas na to?
Nandun sa press statement, I think Sultan
Bukidnon, Surigao, Agusan,
Yeah,
at saka Sultan Kudarat
Surigao
ata.
del Norte
Sultan
and
Kudarat.
Agusan del Norte.
Yun.
3 provinces.
Is President Duterte already advised of this development? Secretary Bell,
Yes, he was advisory.
what was his reaction, sir?
Of course, he welcomes the gesture of the NDF, CPP-NP.
Will there be a reciprocal release of the
It will not be in the context of reciprocal.
Reciprocal.
Both sides, I think, decided in pursuant to the goodwill that is happening here in the table to make those releases.
when will those releases happen, Secretary?
Just wait until they happen. Please manage your expectations because there's also processes in the same manner as the CPP.
Pero on the part of the government, how many will be released? So,
In fact, Mr. Angging, there was a discussion of the actual number. Angging, would you like to brief them?
Yeah, there was a mention of a number of prisoners to be released during the joint statement, numbering 23, and we are committed to facilitate the release of this 23.
Hindi ko tinatandaan yung pangalan.
For the moment,
pero
23.
these are considered to be yung the sick, elderly. Ito na ba yung mga priority?
Some are on humanitarian grounds and some there are a few there
On Jasig.
on Jasig.
Yes, there are several categories. There are prisoners to be released on pardon. There are also to be released based on humanitarian grounds. So these are the commitments that the GRP panel had made, and we will facilitate the release of these individuals.
Just for everyone to understand, no, there was that earlier real commitment to make those releases. We just had to go through the processes because many of them have cases in different courts and we have to deal individually with these courts. No? So, but we are attending to this.
For clarification, Attorney Librado, yung mga ipapardon, yung mga NDFP consultants who are in Muntinlupa.
No, some of them, no, there are 3 NDF consultants who have been convicted. So the only mode for the release is pardon. The present NDF consultants who are now present were released on bail because all their cases are ongoing. So there are several categories respecting the political prisoners. So we will deal with the categories, and we have been cooperating with the lawyers, the defense lawyers, on how to go about the release.
Sir, nung Feb 19 and Feb 19, nag-announce po yung CPP that they called for the release of the 6 prisoners already. Napaabot po ba to kay President Duterte? Kasi one reason why he made mention of the releases pa rin para po dito nga po sa peace talks.
May proseso kasi na kailangan susundan. Alam lahat yan ng Pangulo. In fact, he had instructed that we follow the judicial processes.
Sir, comment po ng President dun sa release of 2 calf goose last March 24 in Mati City.
March 24.
March 24 in Mati.
25.
Sorry.
You're asking for the President's comment?
Opo, meron po ba or na?
You ask him.
Dapat po ba kaya siya na sabihan po ang President about that?
Hindi, alam niya lahat naman ng mga...
Okay po, sir. March 25 pa lang.
So, 3 o'clock ka.
Iba naman yan, iba naman.
Tanong ba
Marami
yun?
kayong
Tanong?
istorya.
Marami kayong istorya.
Huwag niyo ubusin lahat.
23, sir, wala pa tayong timeline kung kailan actual release.
Tuloy-tuloy yun. Alam mo na, after I'd like to disclose to you, I talked with the President and we mentioned also this need to release also. Kasi parang na-delay na rin ang proseso. After I talked to him, 3 tawag ang Presidential Management Staff Office just to follow up specifically. Tumawag sa amin. Yun. Kaya kanina, tumayo ako.
Okay na
dahil
mga cases nila.
there's real effort really to...
Yung cases.
Yes, there are cases which have been vetted already and which are being recommended. So there are still processes to be made. But of course, the President already
Pardon.
said that he will release. No?
Inulit niya kanina eh. Sabi niya, release ko yan. Sila.
And what does the NDFP feel about the commitment to release?
No, of course, we welcome any effort to release all the political prisoners because they have been suffering for quite some time and it's only just that they should be released.
And in the same vein, the announced releases of our policemen and members of the armed forces, as announced today, is well appreciated and well received.
So are these signs that we have a fifth round, sir?
Masyado naman kayong...
Maaga?
Maaga, maabanda pa kayo sa amin.
So without preempting the 3 o'clock press con.
You will be preempting.
Baka nag-breaking eh, baka nag-breaking.
You're making the premise already and I know where
How are the talks so far? Yun na po. How are
Ano yung
the
mood so
the
far?
fact alone that we have signed an agreement today and where it will be signed this afternoon is already... Isn't that a very good indication of how
So
things
how
are
would you describe
moving?
yung fourth round compared to the previous rounds? Mas
We
maraming
cannot
back-channel
make-
talks ngayon.
We cannot make comparatives and comparisons because what were taken up in the previous were different kinds of parameters. Just rejoice over what you see as we go along. Rejoice with us and rejoice with the Filipino people because all of this is not just for the NPA and the government.
Oh.
It's for the people actually.
Pero would you say na it was a difficult round
No,
compared to
there
the
is-
Like always.
Negotiating is never easy. If this was easy, we could have done this already a long time ago, di ba?
That's right. Oh.
It's
There are many things that had to be settled. And you should you should agree that it's a good thing that we were able to arrive at
We hard
to
on
move the
this
peace
process.
negotiations forward. No?
How would you like your stories to be headlined tomorrow? Peace process failed or peace process succeeded?
moving on?
Moving on.
Move on na kayo, move on. Okay.
Sir, ano ang balita sa RWCR meetings?
No, they have to finish something in order to have something positive and forward, similar to what we were able to agree on. No? No.
They will have marathon meetings starting this afternoon until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow pa, we have until tomorrow.
So yung ceasefire, yung...
So the outcomes of the subsequent meetings will be probably disclosed in a joint statement
Yeah,
that
joint
will be
statement.
issued tomorrow.
Pati na yung kasi.
Pati na kasi.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay.